Here we go, guys. Let's get ready for DRL's Wednesday League Decider. Here at Monza, I'm pretty sure we've changed. We're going to be doing short quali and a 50% race. Tonight looks to be a very interesting race. We have both DRL Jake and SNRS captain, both within a shot of the championship. I'm sorry I was late to be with all you guys. A really long shift at work today. I'm absolutely shattered, so just bear with me, but I'll do my absolute best here. Then we'll give you a quick rundown of who we've got driving tonight. We've got in the Mercedes, we have our championship leader, SNRS captain, and his teammate MRL Meep. In the McLarens, we have DRL Jake and Just 8. In the AlphaTauris, we have Lil Majin and King James. In the Ferrari, we have Scouser. In the Red Bulls, we have Casey Jennett and your Hobnob, your boy Hobnob. In the Alpines, we have Monier de Sheiks, my friend the racehorse, and Nissan Jaconj. In the Alfa Romeos, we have Ross Northover and Legend. In the Williams, we have DRL Alex. In the Aston Martin, we have Chris W1. We're right on board with Jake for his outlap. I'm going to try and get you some timings and stuff up, guys. Bear with me. Don't have a little telemetry. And as it stands, I'm pretty sure Jake needs a bit of a miracle tonight, but he does have the chance needed. Let me just check. So the gap between captain and Jake is 9 points. So I'm pretty sure Jake needs to win and then hope that captain is three positions behind. Now, I don't know who you guys have got, but this has been a close season between these two guys. Captain has picked up 2 wins, 3 second places and 2 thirds. Jake has picked up 3 wins, 1 second place and 1 third. And as the lap start rolling, we've currently got Meep on a 120.2, Lil Maggie on a 120.7 and Casey on a 121.1. Well, we're going to ride with Jake for a bit. Jake and captain are the guys who are going to keep a lot of interest in tonight. 9 points after a 10th season. What's the benchmark for Jake going to be? Jake shoots right to the top of the charts. 118.9. Nice lap for Jake. Captain is now on his out lap. And Jake's teammate Just Dave slots in not far behind him in 3rd place on a 120.4. We're going to ride with captain now just for his first lap. Just so we can get a base of just where these two guys are going to be at tonight. There'll be a lot of new names on the grid that people haven't seen before. As everyone's aware, we have all switched over to the new F1 2024 game. So we have had to get quite a few reserves in, as a lot of people decided to delete the old game. And our captain will be starting, crosses the start line now to start his quick lap as we head down to sorry guys, details a bit tired. As we head down towards turn 1. I'm assuming captain is feeling really confident tonight. He was one of the first to message me personally earlier to make sure there was a stream going up. I'm assuming if he wins the championship, he wants a little bit of a keepsake. We've got no reference to a time where he's at, so it'll be a case of let's wait for him to cross the line and get his first lap in. Well, there's a big gap there between Jake and the rest of the field. 1.1 seconds at the moment. Oh, this is going to be an interesting night, guys. Captain slots in his second place. Less than half a tenth behind Jake. Oh, this is going to be a fun night. So currently I have Jake in first on a 118.984, captain on a 119.012, and then we have almost a second to the rest of the field with Ross on a 120.0, Alex on a 120.0, Meep on a 120.226, Scousat on a 120.352, Just Dave on a 120.477, Lil Maggi on a 120.713. King James, our Season 4 Tier 2 champion, on a 120.800. Legend on a 120.867. Monier de Sheiks on a 121.1. Casey Jennett on a 121.198. And Nissam Nakonj is it last car to set a time at the moment on a 122.357. Currently we still have Viper. The only person not to set a lap is Chris at the moment, and he's still in the pits. A ride with Hobnob Boy as he comes round to complete his first lap. As we head very quickly into the Parabolica. Oh, it takes a very wide line. He goes off circuit. Not sure if this lap is going to validate, but... And it's a 119.7 to slot him into third place for your boy Hobnob. Interesting. So, we have the two top boys, and then we have a 7/10 gap. And then another 3/10 back to Ross. I mean, I knew tonight was going to be a close battle, but I think there's a 300ths between Jake and Captain at the moment, or just under 300ths. Jake is currently on the out lap to go and start his second lap. We're going to have a check-in with our Season 4 Tier 2 runner-up, Alex. This guy, mid-season, absolute dominant in Tier 2. Really rough start to the season, but he came back so strong to put himself within a chance at the last race. Unfortunately, just losing out to King James. I mean, let's talk about the season James had. So consistent. And when Alex went on that run of wins, James had got to have been thinking to himself that the championship was gone. But no, he stuck in. And let's talk about Sunday's performance. 15th on the grid. And once he got to the front of the race, he never looked back. Absolute outstanding performance for our champion, King James. So Meep's improved his time now and he's up to 119.8. Casey Jennett has now jumped up on a 119.951. So it's definitely tightening up at the top, but there's still a big gap from those top two cars to the rest of the grid. We'll ride with Jake now. As Jake is on his second fat, and he's a 10th up at the moment. As we head into the parabolica, let's see the end of this lap. Is Jake going to improve his time on his second lap? Yes, he does, and Jake goes to a 118.908 to put a little bit more daylight between himself and Captain. Captain's currently still in the pits. But he knows where the bar is now. He knows what he's going to aim for. But even as it stands, this just wouldn't be enough for Jake. He needs somebody to get in between himself and Captain. We'll ride with Casey Jennett as he heads down towards the parabolica. I'm not sure this is a fast lap though. We'll be soon to find out. No, this is definitely not a fast lap by Casey. We'll ride with Alex. And unfortunately, Alex is invalidated. And Viper has now slotted into 4th on a 119.806. Oh, it's close at the top. But King James currently 6th on a 119.9. I really don't know where to look in this quali. Everybody's jumping. And currently our Forest Jump, who hasn't set a lap and is still in the pits. We'll stay on board with King James for a minute, but I'm pretty sure everybody's going to pit now and get ready for their last attempt. Oh, I'm actually getting goosebumps. And Casey is out and retired from the session. Not sure what's happened there. But there's now going to be a little lull, just while everybody gears herself up and ramps up ready towards the fast laps. Their very final laps in season 4. Actually, no, this is season... I think this is season 2 or 3 of Sundays. Might be season 1. Yeah, this is season 2. So the sign-ups are currently open for season 4 if anybody wants to join up. We currently have 25 full-time drivers signed. So everybody's currently in the pits. Alex is going to be the first to leave for his final shot at a qualifying lap in DRL this season. For anybody who doesn't know, I'm DRL Naismith. I'm one of the owners of Darkside Racing League. We're getting all geared up and ready for season 5 of our main tiers. Currently we have 3 full tiers, but we're looking at a 4th. As we've gone a little bit over what I was expecting on sign-ups. We currently have 70 drivers signed up for full-time seats. I wonder what the top 2 guys are thinking right about now. Who's gonna blink first? Who's gonna leave first and set the target? So Scousers leave, everybody's coming out around the same time. Captain will be the first to set a time on this final run as he is first to leave. Jake is still in the pits. But we'll stay with Alex as we head into the parabolica. 8th gear. Braking hard down to 5th. Chuck it in. Hit the power and let it drive you crazy. As we head towards the start-finish line to start his final lap of season 2 on DRL's Wednesday League. As we brake hard down to turn 1, quickly switch to the left for turn 2, try and get on the gas and straighten up as quick as you can. And Alex is away. He'll be hoping and praying now that nobody gets in his way. There's a lot of cars around the track on their outlaps. He'll be hoping everybody knows exactly what's going on and they jump straight out of his way. I think he should be alright though, to be fair. There's an Alpha Tauri just up the road, but he's got a bit of a gap. And Forest Jump has managed to put a lap in. It's took him to a 120.166, which was enough for 11th place. But we're going to ride with Alex, who's currently just under a 10th up on his time. As soon as his lap's finished, we'll jump straight back to captain. As Alex is about to exit the parabolica to set his benchmark. What's it going to be for Alex? And Alex sets a 119.5 to go third. Great lap by Alex, but we're going to jump straight to captain, who is 200ths up through sector 1. He needs just over a 10th to be able to... And there's the 10th he's going to need. He got a 10th quicker through sector 2. This could, if it all kept clean, could be enough for pole. Provisionally anyway, until Jake sets his time. What's captain going to be on as he exits the parabolica now? And captain jumps to the top and of 118.835. Can Jake reply? Jake's just under a 10th down through sector 1 currently. I hope this Williams gets right out of the way, doesn't get involved in this. That's a beautiful toe that Jake's getting down, and he has closed the gap. Now only 5 thousandths off. This is going to be so close. Jake exits, enters the parabolica and exits parabolica. Goes as far to the inside as he can. What's it going to be? Wow! Jake managed a 118.895 to the 600th between the top two. And pretty much everybody's finished now. I'll quickly try and jump to Scouser, who's invalidated. So, this is going to be your grid for the season decider. 118.835 from captain. Jake followed close behind on a 118.895. King James, a season 4 champion in tier 2. Good enough for third place on a 119.444. Alex on a 119.571. Chris on a 119.659. Your boy Hobnob on a 119.705. Fake Scouser on a 119.782. Viper on a 119.806. Meep on a 119.881. So close to Nissan Nakonj on a 119.882. Lil Magin on a 119.935. Casey on a 119.951. Ross Norvover on a 120.006. Forest Jump on a 120.166. And I just missed the bottom 2 times there. But it's captain who deals the first blow. Jake's going to have to make it happen in the race. But another quick rundown. So captain on pole, Jake second, James third, Alex fourth, Chris fifth, your boy Hobnob sixth, Scouser seventh, Viper eighth, Meep ninth, Nissan Nakonj 10th, Lil Majin 11th, Casey Jennett 12th, Ross Norvover 13th, Forest Jump 14th, Just Save 15th, Legend 16th, and at the back will be Monier Deshix, my friend, who I call the horse because of the way I have to pronounce his name. And as I explained earlier, there's a 9-point gap between Captain and Jake. Jake will need to win this race and have somebody between himself. In fact, have 2 vehicles between himself and Captain to be able to take the championship. Sorry if you can hear me drinking as well, guys. I did literally jump straight out of bed because I'd been asleep, and I think I woke up at 19:53. It gave me 7 minutes to quickly chuck the stream on, chuck the comms on, and post the link. We're just waiting for all the guys to be prepared on the grid. And here we go, guys. His lights out. 4 lights, 5 lights. Who's going to get off the grid quickest? And it looked to me like a great start by Jake. Jake's on the inside, Cap's on the outside, side by side as he head towards turn 1. Who's going to come out top? It's Captain. Jake was very clever there to make sure there was no contact and keep himself in with a shot at this championship. But they all seemed to be away pretty cleanly. All pretty much as you were. Captain leads, Jake second, King James third, Alex fourth, Chris fifth, Hobnob sixth, Meeb seventh, Scouse at 8th, Viper 9th, Casey 10th, Mashin 11th. There's a few position changes going on a bit further back now. We'll jump back and have a look. I am sorry if I keep flicking to the front 2 guys, but this is going to be all between those 2 tonight. Jake has a sneaky little look towards Captain, just lets his nose there. And look at the gap these two have got already. These two have already disappeared 1.2 seconds up the road as Captain. Jake goes to the inside as he head towards turn 1. Will ride on board with Captain, who slots in just behind Jake. Nice clean move there by Jake into turn 1. He'll be doing his part. All he can do really is get to the front, win this race, and just hope for the best. But these two have been absolute dominant within this tier all season long. Alex is currently still holding off third. Oh, actually, King James was third, so King James has lost 2 positions on this opening lap. Interesting that I missed that. He'll be looking to bounce straight back at Chris and get back off up the road, chasing after Alex. But we'll ride with the 2 championship leaders as Captain is all over the rear wing of Jake. Is he going to have a run down into the parabolic out to the outside? This should be fun if he does go for it. No, he's not going to. That would have been a great onboard had Captain have gone to the outside. But we're 2 laps in now, and Jake is doing what he had to do. As Alex sets the fastest lap on a 1:22.127. And he's actually bringing himself right back up to these front 2 drivers. So no change in the lead this time. Jake manages to keep captain behind, but DRS will now be activated, I think. And things will start to hot up. So Alex is definitely pulling himself right back up to the front of this race. And he's dragging along Chris, Hobnob and James. Alex will be determined to try and get as close to this DRS as he possibly can by the time we get round to the Parabolica. If these 2 at the front disappear, it's good night. They are still as they were. Jake leads, captain second. Captain looks to the inside this time towards Parabolica. Is he going to make a move? He gets very close, mid-corner. Exit of Parabolica. I'm sure DRS will now be activated. As we see the rear wing of that McLaren, Mercedes wide open. McLaren ducks into this. He's coming back without DRS. We've had a change of position behind as Chris overtakes Alex into the final podium position. Oh, it's exactly what we wanted tonight, was these 2 to be battling it out all evening long. Captain has just put half a second now between himself and Jake. Well, I'm sure Jake's not worried. As long as he's within DRS, I'm pretty sure he's just going to keep swapping positions. I can be pretty safe in saying already I think the win will come from one of these 2 drivers. They've both just been consistent, fast, clean. 2 great drivers who love racing each other. There is another move about to happen in the background as Alex, Chris and your boy Hobnob could be about to go 3 wide in Parabolica. No, it's Chris on the outside, Alex on the inside. Your boy Hobnob, not quite sure where he wants to go, but he's going to get to the outside. He'll be ahead when they cross the finish line. Look at the difference there when you haven't got DRS. Look how much ground Alex has lost. So your boy Hobnob now into 3rd. Chris 4th, Alex 5th. We'll take a little look back now. We've got King James 6th, Scouser 7th. And then Viper right behind Scouser, but there's then a 5-second gap to the next gaggle of cars. And look at these lot. We have the Red Bull of Casey, Ferrari of Forest, the Mercedes of Meep, and the 2 Alpines all going at it. As they go side by side, the Ferrari and... is it the Alpine? Give me a second, guys. My dog's growling to go on the window. Just give me 1 second. Sorry about the little... And Alex receives a penalty. What has happened with Alex? Is that on pits? He must have had damage and then had a pit speeding penalty. And yeah, sorry about the line comms there, guys. I've got a tiny little Frenchie who loves to sit on the windowsill. I'm not sure what's going on with Jake. I missed a little bit there. Jake must have had a problem. Can't believe I missed that in commentary. But He'll be all guns out now to try and catch back up. How's Captain going? Captain is now being caught by your boy Hobnob. I'm pretty sure with the help of some DRS down the pitch straight, if he can stay at this gap, he's going to be right on the back of Captain. And Jake is now back up to third. And he has a 3.5, 3.7 second gap now to close down and get back onto these front two drivers. Oh, this has got to be so heartbreaking for Jake. He needed a driver between himself and Captain, and Hobnob Boy has now put himself into that position where he could challenge Captain. If only Jake could get back to the front of this race. And we head down towards turn one. Hobnob has a look but doesn't make the move. He'll bide his time. He has no reason to rush this. But Jake is definitely catching back up. He's took half a second out in that half a lap. In lead from your boy Hobnob. DRL Jake is now up to 3 seconds behind Chris. And we have a safety car. Just Dave has had an accident. This has played right into Jake's hands now, because he's going to be able to close right back up to these top two guys, and Hobnob leads from Captain. And it's also going to bring Chris, who already had good pace, right back into this as well. So it's on. It actually really is on. Jake could do this tonight, but he's got to get to the front of this race. So there's going to be a slight little lull now. Everybody's going to be able to catch their breath. Just think this through. Jake himself will have a chance, and I think this through. What does he need to do once this safety car comes in? You've got to feel for Alex as well, competing with all the fastest guys on a Wednesday. I missed exactly what happened, but this safety car is going to bring him back up to the rest of the pack now. So they leave. After the first pit stop, we have Casey Jennett leading, Captain second. So Captain has re-jumped Hobnob. But we now have Nissam Nakonj in fourth, DRL Jake fifth, James sixth, Chris seventh, Scouser eighth. Again, sorry for the loss in comms then, guys. Just keep an eye on my dog, who looks like she's trying to do the great escape out the window. I'll post a picture in DRL Wednesday chat for anybody to look at, just so you can see what I'm having to deal with. Get in. She's quite literally trying to jump out of the window. I'm just trying to fill this safety car now with a bit of chit chat. It's going to be interesting to restart this, because Captain is behind Casey, so he has a car in front of him. DRL Jake has 4 cars in front of him. They all start to bunch up now. So as it stands, with Casey leading, Captain second, Hobnob third, Nissam Jaconj fourth, Jake fifth, King James sixth, Chris seventh, Scouts at eighth, Viper ninth, Forestrum 10th, Monia de Sheiks 11th, Ross 12th, Meep 13th, Majin 14th, Alex 15th, and Legend is the last remaining car currently in the race with the retirement of Just Dave. The safety car will be in this lap. Casey's going to back them all up, but when's he going to go? As the trundle so slowly down towards the parabolica. And he's gone. Casey Jennett has gone. We'll get back to the front. And we'll go again after the restart. Now possibly the best idea now would be for Captain to try and make this move on Casey as quick as possible and try and disappear up the road before Jake gets onto the back of him. Because Jake has already made a position, he's up to fourth. The two Red Bulls here have got a big job to play. These two Red Bulls, if they get themselves mixed up in these battles, could decide this championship. And we have a yellow flag in sector 2. It's gone away pretty quickly. That's due to Alex. I think Alex must have had another problem on the restart. He has so much bad luck, this guy. If it wasn't for a little bit of luck, maybe he'd have been a tier 2 champion this season. But Captain now at the front. Will he try and get himself away? Jake is having a look at the other Red Bull of Casey, but he wasn't able to get the move. He'll want to get back past as soon as he can. And a little wobble there from Casey, which gives Jake the opportunity to go to the outside before they even get to the parabolica. And Jake is up to third. But he's got the big grip between his teeth now and he's on a mission. Hobnob boy goes to the inside to get back past Captain. Has he made it stick? Here we are. And we have the two championship contenders. Once again, wing to wing. Slight lock up there by Jake into turn 1. Manages to get it nicely line straight and back up. So let's have a look at what tyres people are on. So it's interesting. Captain and Jake are both on different tyres. Jake is on the quicker tyre and Hobnob is on the quicker tyre, but can they make them go 16 laps? Now we saw on Sunday's race that people were making softs go 22 laps. I'm pretty sure if Jake and Hobnob can look after their tyres, they could make these go to the end, possibly. So we're back under caution. And DRS is now enabled and Jake will get to look at Captain. As he gets into the slipstream, does he go for the move into turn 1? No, he thinks better of it. He's going to bide his time. And King James is now up to third place. Scouts are fourth. They're going to battle it out at the moment for the last place on the podium. Chris currently has a penalty. I bet right about now Casey's wishing he had pitted. But we need to get back to the front because Captain and Jake are once again wing to wing and have a 2.5 second lead over the next driver, which is King James. I really don't know which way this is going to go now. Jake needs to get vehicles between himself and Captain to be able to win this championship. Jake tucks into the slipstream as we head down towards the parabolica. I'm pretty sure Jake is going to fly by now into turn 1. They'll get it done way before that. They've barely even crossed the start-finish line and Jake gets the move done. How powerful is the DRS around here? By the time they get to turn 1, he has a 4.5 tenth lead. And Scouser now up to 3rd place, gets the move done on King James. These two, Scouser was another one of the top drivers in Tier 2 this season. Took home the bronze medal in the championship. There was 3 standout drivers now were King James, Scouser and Alex. Unfortunately, Alex is having a bit of a shocker tonight. Currently finds himself down in 15th position. And we have another yellow flag. Quickly gone. And we have Casey Jennett has caused another safety car. Which again, this is Jake has just managed to get himself a 1.2 second lead. And now he's going to bunch the old pack back up. Will anybody pit or will they all stay out? What are they going to do? The 2 leaders both pit. What tyres are they going to go with? This is going to be very important. Scouser pits, James pits. Everybody is pitting. But what tyres are the 2 leaders going to... They're both onto new mediums. This is going to be a straight race to the end between these two. King James also on a set of mediums. Scouser on a brand new set of mediums. Chris has gone with softs. Your boy Hobnob on mediums. Forrest Jump on mediums. Now this could be interesting because Chris is on softs, which means he's going to have the faster car on the restart. If he could get himself involved in this battle at the front, who knows what's going to happen. It's very interesting right now. While we're under safety car conditions, I'm going to have a quick 2 minutes while I grab myself a drink. I'll be right back with you, hopefully, to watch this race right to the end. I'm back with you guys as just gets announced that safety car will be in this lap. As Jake starts to back them all up. Now, just before that restart, Jake had just managed to gap captain. Well, 1.2 seconds I think it was, but that was on different tyres. Jake was on the mediums and captain was on the hards. Now they are both on the same tyres. And we have two of the top players from Tier 2 this season, Fake Scouser and King James, who could get involved and decide this. But Jake now leads them away as we head out of Parabolica. And he has managed to get a jump on captain by 6 tenths as we head down towards turn 1. And they are, as you were, Jake, captain, Scouser, King James, Chris, Hobnob, Legend, Forest Jump, Meep, Majin, Viper, Ross, Alex and Monnier de Sheiks. But we're going to keep our eye on the front here because this is where all the action is happening at the moment. They have already managed to drop Scouser by about 8 tenths of a second. No, 1.5 seconds now. These two front guys really are in a class of their own when it comes to Wednesdays. But this is going to be a really good, clever battle here as well, with Scouser battling with King James. And let's be honest, it's got to have been so awkward tonight jumping into this race after practicing on F124 the last few days. And then switching back to 23 for this championship decider. But captain is now right onto the back of Jake. Captain looks to go to the inside for Parabolica, but doesn't go for the move, just tucks in behind. He'll look to line him up into the slipstream down, and a new fastest lap of the race by captain on a 1:21.649. Looks to the outside, looks to the inside of Jake. Just letting him know that he's there. And as soon as DRS becomes active, he will be making that move. I can promise you, captain doesn't wait around. So still Jake leads from captain, Scouser's third. Your boy Hobnob has got back involved and is in 4th place, splitting Scouser and King James, the two Tier 2 combatants from this season. We'll ride with Hobnob as he follows Scouser down the back straight. This would be a very dangerous place to make a move, but he doesn't, he just tucks in behind. But we'll quickly flip back to the leaders now. Once again, captain looks left and looks right. Just letting Jake know that he's there. I mean, what's going to be going through Jake's mind right now? He needs to get vehicles between himself and captain. He's doing all that he can do. Again, captain looks inside, looks outside. But they now have a 1.7 second lead to Hobnob. Alex has made up positions and is now up to 10th. After, I think he must have had damage and he had an early pit stop, and then he got a 5-second penalty. And he's now looking to the outside of Viper. Doesn't get the move done. So, interesting now. We'll get back to the front two guys. These two just cannot be separated, but now they have Hobnob within a second. They have Scouser within a second, and King James within a second. Captain makes a move on the outside of Jake. I'm not sure who's going to have DRS after that. Jake will be a DRS. So Jake re-overtakes captain But he needs these two boys behind to get involved. Hobnob and Scouser. King James is there also. And Chris, but Chris currently has a penalty. And he's on the faster soft tyres. And we have 8 laps to go. I still don't know which way this is going to go. As it stands, captain would be Season 2 Wednesday League champion. Over here at Darkside Racing League. For anybody who's deciding they're going to tune in for next season, we will have a dedicated channel for the streams, and the streams and comms will be of a higher, better quality, I do promise you. But I was supposed to be in this race, but due to an absolute shocker of a season, I decided it was better to call it and do the comms for the championship decide. But Hobnob is now involved in this battle for the lead. And Scouser is what Jake has got to be rubbing his hands right now and just begging that these guys get involved. All he can do is win this race and hope and pray that something happens behind. But captain back to the front, Jake second, Hobnob third, Scouser fourth, King James fifth, Chris sixth, Forrest Jump seventh, Alex now up to eighth and making good progress. Viper ninth, Majin 10th, Monia de Sheiks 11th, 12th we have Legend, followed by his teammate Ross North over, and 14th we have Meep. So currently we have a Mercedes right at the front and a Mercedes right at the back. We'll jump back to the front. Jake cannot let captain get away. So once again, as we go down the start-finish straight, Jake goes to the inside and we have another change for the lead. Meep there gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. And Scouser and Hobnob side by side into turn 1. Who's going to come out of that better off? And Scouser loses out to King James. Not sure if there was contact there. Just missed that in the background because I was too busy concentrating on these two leaders. We'll leave these for a bit and we'll watch this battle behind. So we have Hobnob from King James, from Scouser and Chris. All within DRS of each other. Unfortunately, Chris has a penalty. But these boys now need to get themselves back up onto the DRS of DRL Jake. As the gap stretches out a little bit more now to 1.7 seconds. But we already know Hobnob can close that gap down pretty quick. He has already done it twice this evening. And we have 5 laps to go to decide this championship. And as it stands, it will be captain. Jake has played his part this season and he's about to play his part again as he puts another move to the inside of captain. We've got to be honest, guys, this has been amazing driving from the two of these tonight. They have been in a league of their own. It has been clean. They've overtook each other pretty much every single lap. Well, can one of them just get that little bit of extra strength to break the DRS toe? Jake looked to be very slow on exit there, as captain pulls right in behind. It is probably now when Jake has to start thinking about backing captain up into the rest of these guys without affecting his own race. Captain goes to the outside there and gets the move done. Now I am pretty certain that Jake then was trying to back Captain up, and it did a little bit work. They took a 10th off him. And Monnier de Sheiks picked up a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Now that was clever of Jake, because he knows that every lap he can get into the DRS and get back to the front down the pitch straight, and then try his absolute damn hardest to back Captain up into these 3 fast guys behind. As he plays the game again, and Scouser gets a penalty. So that's one guy that he's not going to be able to push between them. But again, will Jake be trying to back Captain up? Yeah, he is definitely playing the right game here. Jake is definitely trying to back Captain up into the rest of these guys. But the problem is he leaves himself open for a move down into, as we watch, Captain straight to the outside. I think this is just going to go on for the next 4 laps. Jake is doing absolutely everything he can. You have to take your hat off. He's got to the lead. He's had the pace all evening. But the only problem is that these 2 guys are just so much quicker than the rest that it's hard to back Captain up into them. As Captain tries to weave about just a little bit to break the toe. But again, DRL Jake to the lead. And we have 3 laps to go at the end of this lap. And the gap to the cars behind still stands at 2.1 seconds. Once again, Captain right up to the rear wing of Jake. Oh, a tiny little slide there. And this time it does seem to have worked out a little bit better, because there's a 1.8 second gap now to King James. And Jake is managing to defend from Captain. He can go really slow through and chuck it on the apex. The gap is now down to 1.7 seconds. So this lap definitely did work out a lot better for Jake. Has he learned from it? The gap is now down to 1.4 seconds. Jake is doing what is needed. He is managing to back Captain up. With a safety car. Oh, this is going to be fun. He tried to duck the dummy move into the pit stop. It didn't quite work. So we're going to have 1 lap, I think, to decide this championship when the safety car comes in. It's going to be 1 lap. Can anybody chuck a move down the inside of Captain on the last lap? I mean, it'd need a miracle really, because even if Chris does get himself in between, he's on a penalty. Forrest Jump has managed to drag them, so Alex has found his way back up to 6th place. They're the only guys who could make a move really, but I don't want to call it. I was going to call it then. I've got a feeling this is Captain's Championship, but it's DRL. That's online racing. You never know what can happen down to turn 1. So safety car is in this lap. So it's going to be 2 laps, a 2-lap sprint. Can Jake manage to back these guys up sufficiently enough that on the restart, a couple of them might be able to get a jump on Captain? Can't really see it happen because these 2 are very fast, very experienced. So with 2 laps to go, we have Jake, Captain, King James, Chris, Forest Jump, Alex works his way back up to 6th, Lil Majin 7th, Monya Deshik's 8th, Ross North over 9th, 5 attempts, Scouser 11th, Meep 12th, and Legend 13th. As they're coming around the parabolic, and now when is Jake going to go? He has 2 laps to try and figure this out. Captain is pretty much side by side. He knows all he's got to do is just stay where he is and he will be the Season 2 champion. And there go, Jake streaks away now 4 tenths. What is going to happen behind? Is King James going to get involved? Am I seeing right? King James did make it have a look. Oh, get back. King James up to 2nd. What has just happened? Guys, King James has just made contact, I believe, with Captain. Captain is now at the back of the field. As it stands, Jake would be Season 2 Wednesday League champion. What has just gone on? And we have Alex out. I can't believe what I've just seen. Captain has 1.5 laps to be able to overtake Little Majin because the 4 cars in front have penalties. This could still be on for Captain. This is going to be so close. This is tense. This is the sort of season decider we like to see. I'm pretty sure if Captain does manage to get back past Little Majin on this lap, he does still have a shot at it. Does he have damage? I can't figure out what's going on. Captain's now dropped back even further. I'm not sure if he's got problems or if he's just not in the right frame of mind right now. But as it stands, Jake currently leads. I'm going to jump back to the front. But I think with penalties taken into account, Captain will finish 5th, maybe 6th. Oh, I don't know. Is he going to take some working out at the end of this? But Jake has played his part. Jake has done all that he could do this evening. He's stuck with Captain. They swapped positions all night long. All they had to do was hope that he could get some cars. And on the start of the very last lap, well, lap 26, there was an incident on the restart. So Jake rounds the parabolic up for the very last time. Has he done enough? We won't know yet. But congratulations, Jake. You played your part, mate, and you have won in Monza to give yourself every single shot at this championship. Viper finishes 2nd, King James 3rd, Lil Majin 4th. When it's all filtered out, not sure where Captain's finished. Wow. Let's get our breath and try and work out what has just happened. I could just see in the background that James was going for a move down the inside of Captain. Did Captain have to take it off the track? I'm not sure. I didn't see any wing damage. But I'll give you a run down the positions now to try and figure out where Captain finished. Oh, wow. That's unfortunate. Captain finished 8th. And I'm pretty sure that has just cost him the championship. Unless some penalties won't even help him because there'll only be one car, which will be James. So I can announce that as things stand right now, your Season 2 DRL Wednesday League champion is going to be DRL Jake. What a week this guy's had. And to be fair, it was me who cost him. He probably would have gone in tonight leading the championship had I have not caused him to have damage and problems last week.
Congrats, Jake.
Well, well done, buddy. Thoroughly deserved. Great season from you and Captain. I'm sure Captain will come back just as strong next season. He's played his part. What a great race we've witnessed. But that's all from me tonight, guys. What a cracking end to DRL's Wednesday League Season 2. Take a bow. Your champion is DRL Jake.